welcome. We are here with Mr. Bernard Hiller. My name is Burgundy Phoenix, and this is
Govind Kumar.
And this is The Curve, brought to you by Casting Frontier. So today we have a very special guest who is not only a teacher, writer, producer, actor. He teaches in 20 different countries all over the world. He has a book out. He has another book he's writing. He's fabulous. So Bernard, can you tell us a little bit about what makes you different from every other acting teacher? Because we all know you can throw a stone and hit 30, right?
Well, I don't know what is different about me than anyone else, but I focus mainly on teaching actors how to succeed as actors. And my focus is that I feel like there's a lot of training going on, but if I don't feel that you're going to succeed, I'm thinking, what for?
Yeah.
I've heard you say before that a lot of actors come to LA and they're ready to fail.
Right.
And so when you think of people who have a successful approach, what are some qualities you can share that are universal with people who recommend you, like Leonardo DiCaprio or Cameron Diaz? What are qualities that, that are representative in all of them?
Well, I think the most important thing is you have to realize that Hollywood is like a game. And if you don't know the rules, you fail. Think of any sport. The most important thing about a sport is knowing the rules. Right. And most people, of course, come in with their rules. So you're from Arizona?
Yes.
So you brought the Arizona rules.
I brought the Arizona rules.
And you're from Long Island?
Applebee's.
Applebee's. So the idea is that there are rules of Hollywood. And until I learn them, you're not going to succeed because LA is different. It's different from every other city.
Yes.
And so your job is to learn how to do that.
Well, Bernard, you are extremely inspirational. If you have not checked out his website, bernardhiller.com, everything he says, we were both talking about, it's tweetable. I mean, it's like extremely inspirational on a daily basis.
And one of the things I wanted to ask is I think in an interview with Media Mayhem, you had said that actors have to be willing to be unpopular. And you had referred to, I think, Jack Black, saying that Jack Black, now, remind me if this is correct. He was going into auditions, and then his agent got a call from different casting directors going, "Who is this guy? He's acting crazy." And then Jack Black said, "Well, I am that way. That's who I am." And I appreciated that to be, to try to find, well, who are you authentically?
Right. I think the authenticity is the very most important thing.
Yeah.
And you will know if you're authentic if you're happy and powerful. So if you're not happy and powerful, you're not authentic. So that's a big thing. And I would say most people are not really connected to their authenticity. And that's based on the name of my book.
Yes.
Well, the name of the book is called Stop Acting, Start Living. And what that means is that, what did you have to do to be loved as a child? So what did you have to do? So if you were not totally encouraged, go be yourself, at that very moment you started acting as someone else. Acting like the good girl and acting like the good boy, and just keep acting and realizing that as long as you kept acting, you kept getting wonderful responses, good feedback.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the day you stop acting, that's the day we'll see the real you. And most people are acting all the time.
Yes.
They don't have the courage to be themselves because themselves have not been that appreciated.
That's amazing. And that also leads me to think, there's something that you said that some people have to be, it's one of the 10 Commandments, which I loved that video on the 10 Commandments of is it acting or 10 Commandments of acting? And one of them says
success.
Success. You have to be too stupid to know better.
Right.
Get out of your way.
That was mind blowing to me. I was like, I didn't know I was going to fail at this movie, so I did it.
Well, the idea is that I would say that most of the people who succeeded didn't know that they could fail. They just start. The idea is the two things I learned long ago: always start before you're ready.
Yes.
And never let money stop you. And if you're too stupid to know, then you just do it because you don't really understand that you couldn't do it.
Right.
The idea is that your mind, which is a whole different thing, is not your friend. And if you think about it, of course you're not going to succeed because your mind will always be negative. But kids have no problems doing anything. You have to have that feeling. And I would say that the big successful people in technology just started. Like, from Walt Disney to Steve Jobs, they just started in the garage. They didn't know. They just thought they could. And that takes a lot of courage because most people don't have enough faith to believe in miracles, which is the only way things are going to happen, by the way. The only way you're going to succeed in Hollywood is that you're going to have to be open for miracles.
That's interesting.
And to be open for miracles, you have to give up control. If you're a controlling person, it's not going to back. Miracles, I think my whole life has been one big miracle.
Yeah.
I met this person and that person, but you have to be open and leave space for miracles to come in.
Right.
Is that connected with the feeling of gratitude? You've said before about you encourage people to give more than you get. And
one of the things about Hollywood, the first rule is that, and I didn't know that rule, you have to think of what you're going to give, not what you're going to get.
Right.
And what are you going to give?
Right.
I mean, and what do you have to give that anybody actually wants? It's not give. I mean, and what are you going to do to show me a reason why we should love you and want to hire you?
Right.
What are you going to give us that we don't have? And there's only one thing you can give us that we don't have.
What is that?
And that's you.
Because there's only one you.
No, yeah, because we have talent. Oh, no, we're not. Did you ever see those shows on TV and this show, that show? There's lots of talent. There's no problem with talent.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear those singers, American Idol.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all those shows, they have an incredible people.
Jennifer Hudson got cut?
No, but I'm saying it doesn't matter. But the idea, talent is not the problem.
Exactly.
Right.
Your mind and your training is what's going to kill you. It's not the talent that's hurting you. It's everything else that's going to kill you.
And so what's advice you have for actors who, in the meanwhile, it's like important to be happy in your life. And so it's that, if you're so focused and you really want your career is so important, but how do you encourage it? It's a different exercise. It's focus on your relationships in your life.
I think you have to have a full, exciting life.
Yeah.
There are too many people who are just focused on their career, which means nothing is going to happen. No, really. You need to have a relationship. You need to have a great, positive relationship. In fact, I'd like to know about one great actor that you can think of who doesn't have somebody. Go ahead. Let's think of somebody. No, I'm not saying that they're married, but they have girlfriends, friends. Some of them have lots of girlfriends. Yeah, but there's no one sitting there alone.
No.
No. Because one of the rules of total success is always ask for help.
Right.
And a lot of people don't do that, which is okay because we have actors. So if you don't want to do it, that's fine.
Totally.
We're not pushing you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be successful.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think
we got people. The movies are full. The casting is going. They find people.
Yeah.
So if you are willing to do that, if you ask for help, well, all the stars ask for help.
Right.
All average people never ask for help.
Right.
Average people never study.
So
Yes.
there have been several people that you have as guests in your class.
Yes, I did.
Most recently, you had a multiple Oscar winner director in your class. Can you talk a little bit about him?
Well, I was very excited because this is one of the nicest people I have ever met in my life. He's a director. His name is Peter Farley. He just won Best Picture for Green Book. I had my master class with me, where it was sort of an international master class. We had 50 actors from 20 countries.
Oh, wow.
And we always bring in the best agents and casting directors. But he came right after he won, which was shocking. But what he did is that he did something that is not really sort of considered polite. He brought his 2 Academy Awards
I saw the video.
to the class.
Were they heavy?
They were heavy, and I held them both.
I was like, I could be buff if I had those.
I know, but you know what it is? It made me so happy because some of the actors will not be able to come back for many reasons. And to get that, you realize, you know what? It's not such a far-off dream.
Right.
And just to let you know, Oscars usually don't leave the house except on Oscar night. That's the only time they travel. People don't say, "Oh, can I bring you up?" What do you mean bring? It's so like something that's so sacred. But he was more than willing, and he just spoke about the fact that that's not why he was doing it, and that's what I talked about too.
And he said he hides them away, right? He doesn't want. He talks about an Oscar-winning lifestyle.
Right.
And you've talked about success. Fame comes from other people.
Yes.
Success comes from within.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And also, it's not about the Oscar. In fact, everyone that I've ever met was never thinking like, oh, I got to get the Oscar. They're just looking for doing great work.
Right.
And they get that. It's like a bonus.
And they love what they're doing. And so naturally, that's just, it happens.
Yeah.
And also, he talked about something that was really great that you also elaborated on, where it's, you have to be happy before you get that. You can't just go, oh, I'm going to get an Oscar and then I'll be happy. Like, you have to live a life that's already full and that you're happy, which you said earlier.
He talked about the fact he was just as happy before than after.
Right.
And most people are investing in the future that somehow you're going to be happy, but happiness is the way.
Right.
The reason I talk about happy is it unlocks you to actually learn how to train and how to be the actor you could be.
Right.
Is it important to, sometimes I find, having moved here, so it can be all consuming, or you have to think about branding yourself, you have to think about the look of your headshots, and so much is about the industry and the career. Is there as much weight in thinking about the rest of life and politics and what's going out there? And
No, listen, we have a job. It's a great job.
Yeah.
But it's a job, okay? And a job is not a life.
Right.
So no matter if you just had the job, you're going to be very lonely if you don't have a full life. And the ones that I know have a full life.
Yeah.
They're going out, they're traveling, like a life. Though it is a greatest job, it's still a job.
Right.
Don't get too excited about, don't make the job become other things.
Right.
It is a job and I love it, and I'm most in love with it because it's given me everything I ever want. This job has made me become the person I am, made me meet the most incredible people, be in the greatest profession, but it's a job.
Well, that is all the time we have today. Thank you so much, Bernard Hillard, for being here today. Everybody should follow him on Twitter and Instagram. It's at Bernie Hiller.
Right.
At Bernie Hiller. And you can also check out his website at bernardhiller.com.
And if you have any questions for us or comments or things that you'd like us to ask or talk about in the future, please click below. And we're really excited to continue this conversation and interview more esteemed people like Mr. Bernard Hiller, because sometimes it's a big game out there. And so the more we can find out, the more we discover, the more we can succeed.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.